and quick evacuation of Nigerian students stuck in that region. Already, Minister of Foreign Affairs in a tweet said he has spoken to Ukraine's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dmytro Kuleba, on modality for the evacuation of Nigerian students. Similarly, telephone conversation happened between Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema and the President of Nigerian Students' Union, Feyintola Damilola Moses, while the Nigerian ambassador to Ukraine is following up for the successful evacuation. In the meantime, more than 300 Nigerians from Hungary arrived at Abuja this Sunday morning, making it the latest in the evacuation exercise embarked upon by the federal government to safely bring back home stranded Nigerians who fled Ukraine. Now let's link up with Moses Damilola, who is the president of Nigerian Students' Union, Simi University in Ukraine, for an update on the situation there. Good afternoon, Damilola.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, surely. We understand you had a conversation with Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, on the ongoing situation. Can you share with us the outcome of the conversation?
Yeah, the Minister of Foreign Affairs contacted me and he told me about how they are aware of the situation and they have a plan with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ukraine to make an evacuation plan for us. And right now, there are about 400 Nigerian students that are waiting on the evacuation plan. This is the 11th day, and we are here. We are still waiting. Right now, we got information that is probably going to happen today, and that is why I dressed up. Everyone is packed, and everyone is trying to get ready for evacuation. But as at now, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen any bus, any means of transportation right now.
Tell us the situation with some of your other counterparts, apart from getting ready to come back to Nigeria. What is the mood like out there?
Well, right now, the situation is that we are under terror. We live under terror, and people are getting more and more afraid. The problem is we are appealing and we are pleading to the government. We are appealing to Mr. President. We are appealing that they speed things up. The thing is, everyone is trying to do their best. As said, I've talked to the university, and as a president, there are a lot of parents on my neck. And in fact, today came as I think that the situation with today is there was this hope that students got that they could start packing. And right now, even where I am, everyone actually got packed and got ready. And I think that the air or the way the students are is there's just this disappointment that nothing is happening today again. This time, this is the time right now, and nothing is happening. And we just want them to speed things up for us. The situation is really, really not conducive. Our students are getting tired of false hopes. They've been saying, yesterday, today, and it's just a whole lot of news. There are over 400 students, as I said here, and we can't walk to the border. The thing is, we need transportation. We need ways to move out of Sumi. So we can't walk to the border of a place where it's about 11 to 13 hours by car and 165 hours to walk. We can't get there, and we just are calling on our government. We are pleading with every single affairs, every single commission that can get a way for us to transport ourselves out of this place. With other counterparts, we have Chinese students that they've been able to evacuate their people today. Ghanaian students are going in groups. It seems like only Nigerian students are left behind, and we are pleading with the government that they should speed things up. In fact, the latest news I got from the university is that they don't have a clear mission on what to do, on how they should go. And they told us to reach out to our embassy. They told us to reach out to our government. We need Nigerian government to do something for us. We need them to help us in whatever way they can. All the other for us foreign students, they are leaving. There are still about 400 students here stranded. We need to be able to get to the border. We need to leave this place. Our situation is not conducive. It's really cold outside, and lights is not stable. So we are getting cold. I mean, you have to wear jackets in your rooms. You have to wear jackets in dormitories. The water is not stable. In short, the infrastructure is not so good. And the problem is, the more we keep, waiting and waiting and waiting, we can't say what will happen.
Damilola, surely we feel your pain also. We can see some other Nigerians there getting their luggage ready. But surely based on your conversation with the minister, we're quite optimistic that something positive will happen in the next few hours concerning that, because about 300 Nigerians also returned from Hungary to the country earlier this Sunday. Damilola Moses would like to thank you for joining us on Nationwide. Please stay safe, and we expect to see you and some of your colleagues back in the country very soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's move on Nationwide and also tell you that President Muhammadu Buhari has left Abuja for London, the British capital, on vacation. During the visit, expected to last 2 weeks, the president is to undergo his routine medical checkup. The Nigerian leader was seen off at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the Minister of State for the FCT, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu. Others are the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of Finance and Administration, Sanusi Lemu, Director General, Department of State Services, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, and other senior government officials. President Buhari told correspondent Adamu Sambo in an interview that in his absence, the job continues.
I cannot claim to be doing the work alone. The government is fully represented. The vice president is there. Constitutionally, when I'm away, he is in charge. The secretary to the government and then the chief of staff. So no problem.
Some Nigerians are expressing doubts regarding the ability of your party to conduct its national convention successfully. What will you tell them?
Well, they should wait and see. How do we come as a party to take power from the ruling party who had been there before us for so many years? So we have the capacity. Everything will be all right.
President Muhammadu Buhari conversing with NTA's Adamu Sambu shortly before departing for London. The NNPC Limited is determined to sustain 24 hours massive product supply across the country to find a lasting solution to the petrol queues in some parts of the nation. This promise was made by Isiaku Abdullahi, Managing Director, Petroleum Products Marketing Company. Lydia Sampson reports.
This is Lagos at the peak of the fuel crisis. However, the situation is changing as the queues are beginning to give way, prompting motorists in Lagos to applaud the efforts of key players in stemming the supply challenge.
We are seeing people that are selling fuel now. We're moving gradually.
The lines are moving very slowly somehow, but at least definitely we'll see that there is improvement compared to what we used to have of last.
Is part of efforts towards tackling the challenges at its root so as to fast-track seamless truck-out of petroleum products. At the Total Energies depot in Lagos, the site manager, Enas Umana, confirmed that his depot has been receiving daily allocations and have so far trucked out 13 million litres this week.
The allocation has been coming steadily. We received just recently 10 KT, which is equivalent to 30 million litres that is distributed across all 3 depots that we manage. Daily, we've been mandated by my head office to do as much as 80 trucks daily, which is like 2.5 to 3 million litres that we truck out to our retail outlets.
At the time of filing this report, more products were still being discharged. At the Pinnacle Oil and Gas, the 24-hour loading depot was reported to have sent out 300 trucks in 24 hours.
The idea is for us to send a very strong message to the general public that there's no reason for panic buying, there's no reason for the hysteria because the supply is coming.
The managing director, PPMC, who led management staff of NNPC Limited, directly involved with downstream distribution, says the process is moving in line with the commitment of the Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC.
While Lagos is getting better, is better weighted with over 470 trucks that went into the Lagos area, God willing, and with the kind of efforts the NNPC management is doing, we ensure that we bring normalcy to our fuel consumptions and evacuation. And that's why we're in this facility right now.
The MD says he's optimistic about developments in Lagos and hopes that normalcy will return to the entire country soon. From Lagos, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The slow pace of work at the Kano-Kaduna Rail project, which is just about 5% completion, has been questioned by the Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi. The minister, who made the observation while inspecting the level of work at the sites, questioned the intention of the contractor handling the project. Oyinaya Kaluoka reports.
Don't play politics with the project, says the Minister of Transportation to the contractors handling the Kano-Kaduna rail line. The minister, who was displeased with the pace of work, said instead of the expected equipment meant for the work, the contractors just brought in a few.
I think CCC is beginning to play politics. We should move away from politics and focus on construction. The speed is extremely slow. Equipment is supposed to be 2,000 plus. All they have brought so far is 541.
He called for explanation on the delay for the takeoff of the construction of the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri rail line, which the contractors, he said, has received some payments already.
So they must tell us, we have paid them some money for Port Harcourt Maiduguri. Why they are not on site?
For passengers at the Lagos-Ibadan rail line, the stress of getting tickets will soon be over.
On the e-ticketing has gone to advanced stage. Yesterday, the final negotiation with ICROC and the team selected went successfully. We hope by next week, ICROC will take it up there to the next stage. We are still targeting end of March.
The minister also inspected the Dala Inland Dry Port in Kano State, which is expected to be inaugurated by the end of this month. Oyinaya Kaluoka, NTA News.
Nationwide continues in our Lagos studio with Adeola. Good evening, Adeola.
Good evening, Ayo. And still talking transportation. The landscape of a Lagos-Badagry expressway, which used to be users' nightmare, is gradually changing as the Federal Ministry of Works intensifies its rehabilitation. Adeniyi Taiwo reports that motorists plying the road are already having a taste of what it will be like when completed.
In the last 7 years, motorists plying the 46-kilometer Lagos-Badagry Expressway have had horrible tales to tell following the poor state of the international road.
Anybody will put motor for this road before. If you buy motor today, never 3 months, you go park up for house.
While the Lagos State Government and the Federal Road Maintenance Agency FEMA are rehabilitating sections 1 and 2 of the road, the Federal Ministry of Works in 2018 took charge of section 3, running between Agbara and Badagry with funding from Sukuk 3.
NNPC has brought in a lot of relief to this job. We've been able to pay some of the outstanding bills, some of the certified works that have been done. On this stretch, we've already completed more than 11 kilometers of asphalt. We want to complete this stretch. That's the Badagry bound lane, and then we can move traffic to this end.
At 28% completion, the rehabilitation is already changing the landscape of the road and the experience of road users.
Since they did it, we've been enjoying it. I think movement can now be more easier.
I believe when they continue like this between now and next year, everything be okay. For the past 2 months now, we are enjoying the road.
The prospect of completing the project by 2023 is exciting to the member representing Badagry Federal Constituency, Babatunde Umpe, who called for more funding for the project.
The way the thing is going now, as I said, by December, we will be at par with them from Republic of Benin to Ghana to Togo.
Lagos-Badagry Expressway is one of the 2 critical road projects being undertaken by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, in the southwest under the tax credit policy of the federal government. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
Now talking safety. Lagos State Government has commenced investigations into the action of organizers of an event where petrol and jerrycans were given as souvenirs in Lagos. Musa Toliat will tell us more.
Now for information, Benga Motors said in a statement released that the Lagos State government, through the Safety Commission, has launched an investigation into the fuel for souvenir incident.
Sealing the event center here at Oniru may not have gone down well with a lot of people, but Lagos State government is saying this is the first step to register its displeasure over violation of safety regulations in the state.
Commissioner of Police Abiodun Alabi, in a telephone interview, set the record straight on news making the rounds in a section of the media that arrests have been made on the fuel for souvenir issue.
We just invited somebody for questioning. Nobody was arrested by anybody. It's just invitation. Yeah, for questioning. And when we investigate and find them culpable, they will be publicly charged to court.
Meanwhile, the action taken by Lagos State government is supported by some residents who feel it is out of place to distribute petrol in kegs as souvenir at a party.
So anybody that wants fuel, there's still fuel in the filling station everywhere. So it's not supposed to go and be giving people fuel. Did they ask him for fuel?
You don't even care for your own health or the people that you invite for the party. Fire, something can happen at any time. You understand? So when the fire, petrol, you can't see fire. We have some people for party, they can smoke cigar.
It's compulsory. They need to investigate. Where does she get the petrol for? You get? Where does she get the petrol for? So it needs, these are the things that government need to look about.
For now, the culpable event center remains shut, and Lagos residents will be waiting to get the outcome of the invite extended to those behind the fuel for souvenir gesture and what the law will say about violation of safety regulations in the state. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Safety is a watchword for everyone. Well, that's our package from Lagos. Zinret is standing by in just for more on Nationwide. But before we go to Jos, let's remind you that this news broadcast you can follow live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News. Our Twitter handle is at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. We'll take a break and join Zinrat and Jos when we return.
The 157-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Railway is the first double-track standard gauge railway to be built in West Africa. The Mobolaji Johnson train station is a masterpiece, an infrastructure that is gradually becoming an iconic building in Lagos State. The modern facilities put the station on a world map of train stations. Likewise, other new train stations across the country built to world-class standards. The train and its convenience is indeed an admirable effort, with commendations from Nigerians.
This is a station that we have to commend the federal government for putting a beautiful face, empowering us in Lagos State, not only in economic and political arena.
I can say that I'm really impressed with the infrastructures in place. Kudos to the Minister of Transportations. Kudos to the federal government.
Truly, good things are coming out of Nigeria, and the federal government is deserving of all the applause.
All the thrills and all the action on Nigeria's biggest dance reality show. Glow Battle of the Year is on NTA every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Candidates who are interested in gaining admission into NTA TV College, Jos, for the 2021-2022 two-year National Innovation Diploma Program are to apply for admission through the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB. Courses available for application include film and television production, broadcast journalism, and television engineering technology. Such candidates must have a minimum of 5 O-level credits in relevant subjects, including English language and mathematics. For inquiries, please call 0803-079-5335 or 0806-980-9807. Management Announcer.
I know that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need be. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them or train tickets for them. show them that we appreciate what they do, and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
For staying with us on Nationwide. Towards transforming the minerals and metal sector as a major contributor to gross domestic product, the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamilekon Adegbite, is calling for intense research work and youth empowerment in the minerals industry. This was during his assessment visit to the National Metallurgical Development Center, Jos. Felicitation Somaila brings us details.
The minister was on a walking visit to the National Metallurgical Development Center, established by the federal government in 1973 as a testing laboratory to handle analysis of raw materials for steel plants. Led by the Director General of the center, the minister inspected facilities and spoke of the need for more research to be conducted.
There was an MOU that has been signed with the DICON, and this could have come about if not for the COVID that disrupted, transportation and supply. Now, DICON was forced to look inward, and they found what they've been importing from China in Nigeria in Jos, even of better grade.
The Director General of the center says the facilities are to enhance the center's capacity for mineral identification, processing, metallurgical research and analysis, as well as forensic science.
We are therefore appealing, sir, that you continue to assist the center in its efforts at attaining the level where it will not only contribute effectively to government's objective of transforming the minerals and metal sectors into major contributors to the GDP.
The National Metallurgical Development Center is one of the key agencies in the mineral and metal sector, whose activities are crucial in value addition and development processes in the entire mineral processing chain. In Jos, Felicia Daliop Samaila, NTA News.
Child labor retards the physical, social, cognitive, moral and educational development of children. It is against this backdrop that Plateau State government inaugurated a steering committee to eliminate child labor in the state. Ali Sabatukai Andrew has details.
Child labor has assumed alarming proportion, thus requiring global and national strategies to address. This practice, which harms children's well-being, undermines their rights to good living and denies them the opportunity to acquire basic education necessary for productive adult life. The development necessitated the formulation of national policy on child labor, a response to the growing concern and determination of the federal government to eliminate it. Plateau State is taking a cue from the initiatives of the federal government on this issue, hence the inauguration of this steering committee.
Praying and believing that you will excel in your duties.
All the legislations already on ground protecting children are harmonized. Then we'll have a platform for all the stakeholders to cooperate and have a common front.
We really put it into effect on the plateau. We will not just eliminate the worst form of child labor, but completely can be eradicated.
If there has any report of any wrongdoing, we can easily get across to us.
The committee is made up of representatives of the civil society organization, Ministry of Labor and Employment, the media, CAN, JNI, community-based organizations, National Orientation Agency, and other development partners. In Jos, Alisa Butukai Andrew, NTA News.
That's our contribution to Nationwide. It's back to Ayo in Abuja for more reports.
Thanks, Zinret. Back here, let's talk some political party and electoral matters, because the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has described as fake an election timetable being circulated in the social media, purported to have been signed and released by the National Organizing Secretary of the PDP, Umar Bature. as the schedule of activities and timetable of the PDP for the 2023 general elections. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, in a statement notes that the PDP has not released any timetable or any schedule of activities whatsoever for the 2022-2023 electioneering year, and no such document was signed and released by the National Organizing Secretary. It adds that for the avoidance of doubt, the PDP is a party of due process and will release a timetable and schedule of activities for the 2022-2023 electioneering year after extensive consultation and approval by critical and statutory organs of the party at appropriate levels. The PDP therefore calls on members to discountenance the said timetable and schedule of activities as it did not emanate from the PDP. The People's Redemption Party, PRP, says it is the credible alternative in Nigeria's quest for a better country. National Chairman of the party, Falalu Bello, stated this at an enlarged meeting of the National Working Committee, Board of Trustees and stakeholders in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
We're meeting as National Working Committee.
This NWC meeting of the PRP had chairmen from 31 states and the FCT, including former INEC chairman Professor Tairu Jega in attendance. The main agenda of the meeting was to review the party's activities in the last 1 year ahead of its national convention.
One other thing that has featured prominently in the course of this deliberation is the invitation extended to the party to merge and form alliances. We are in discussion with some groups.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the party says it has mapped out a template for a rancor-free primary election.
Have we zoned the presidency to any part of Nigeria? The question is no. Anybody from anywhere in Nigeria is free to come and contest for the presidential seat in People's Redemption Party.
The party enjoined members across the country to dispel every rumored factions in the PRP, restating that the party remains intact. Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
In another development, the All Progressives Grand Alliance says it is strategizing towards clinching power come 2023 general elections in Ebonyi State. The state chairman of the party, in a press conference, expressed confidence in the ability of the party on all fronts. Kanayo Okoro reports.
As activities build up towards the 2023 general election, the All Progressives Grand Alliance in Ebonyi State is also taking the advantage to mobilize its members and scale up party activities that will reposition the party. Chairman of the party in the state, Ricky Okoroka, explains that all machineries have been put in place to drive the party in the 171 wards of the state.
Those who are admiring Abga to join us now in order to partake in the success story that is ahead of us. Abga is a political party that is founded around the orbit of love and unity. In other words, be your brothers and sisters keeper.
Urging the people of the state to obtain their permanent voter cards and participate actively in the 2023 general election. Mr. Kuruka says doors are open for new membership. About 50,000 persons in Ebonyi State have indicated interest to join ABGA.
Take Ebonyi to greater heights.
In Abakaliki, Ghana, Yokoro, NTA News.
The 2022 Electoral Act is now in place, activating activities for the 2023 general elections with a lot of expectations. In this report, Mie Ogidi gives us a brief on the content of the Act and INEC's preparedness.
A bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act and enact the...
After 12 years of being a reference document in the nation's electoral system, the 2010 Electoral Act is repealed. The 2022 Act takes over. It is 154 clauses document with new rules to sanitize the system. Provisions like death of a candidate, INEC fund, e-voting and accreditation, e-transmission of election results, upward review of campaign funds, completion of party primaries 180 days before election, 150 days of campaigns, among others, are quite redefining. But having the new act is not enough.
If political parties can put their acts together and follow their constitutions and guidelines, the Electoral Act and the Constitution, which is the baba of them all, that we can be sure that the future is promising.
You can deploy technology, but don't forget, the Nigerian politician would explore ways to undermine that technology, and we would end up with computer-generated leaders.
These observations come with deep sense of reflection, but that of the President's observation on Clause 84.12 that bars political appointees from being delegates in party conventions and congresses except they resign is more worrisome. The President seeks removal of that clause, and the request is already before the National Assembly on these grounds.
This provision has introduced qualification and disqualification criteria that is ultra-vires the Constitution by way of importing blanket restriction and disqualification to serving political office holders, of which they are constitutionally accorded protection.
INEC is set for the 2023 elections. February 25 and March 11th are the dates, and political parties must adhere strictly.
Any political party that fails to comply with the timelines provided for in the timetable and schedule of activities, particularly with respect to the conduct of party primaries and the nomination of candidates, will not be expected to nominate candidates to the Commission for Election.
The continuous voter registration exercise and permanent voters card collection, critical components if the issue of low voters turnout must be addressed in 2023. The continuous voters registration exercise started in June 2021, and as of 21st of February 2022, 6 million new registrations have been recorded. Mayor Ogidi.
ECOWAS Parliament has adopted its Vision 2050 with demands that member states muster the needed political will for its implementation. Onengiye Fineface reports.
Recommendations from the parliamentary seminar on the ECOWAS Vision 2050 stated the roles of member states, the ECOWAS Commission and the ECOWAS Parliament. Member states are advised to take ownership and ensure sufficient resources to implement the vision. The ECOWAS Commission, on the other hand, is expected to stimulate the needed political will and establish effective steering and monitoring mechanisms for the vision. The Parliament, too, was tasked with the responsibility of providing effective oversight and budgetary appropriation for the vision.
Adapt its strategic plan to a new community vision and develop a parliamentary action plan in conformity with the pillars and objectives of the ECOWAS Vision 2050.
Report of the seminar was adopted by members at plenary.
I want to reiterate the full commitment of the ECOWAS Parliament to throw its weight behind the achievement of Vision 2050. We will coordinate with the Commission, we will coordinate with member states, and we are also going to ensure that for the next 2 years, while this legislature will be in office, we will use Vision 2050 as part of our programs.
Recommendations from the seminar will be transmitted to the ECOWAS Commission, the Council of Ministers and Heads of State by the Speaker, Sidi Mohammed Tunis, for further actions. In Monrovia, Liberia, Onengiye Fineface, NT News.
The President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, has congratulated former President Olusegun Obasanjo on the occasion of his Ola Awoniyi. Senator Lawan joined his family members, friends and well-wishers rejoicing with the former president on the auspicious occasion. He described former President Obasanjo as a true Nigerian patriot, pan-Africanist and global figure that has made great contributions to the political development of Nigeria and the emancipation of Africa, who as an elder statesman has continued to push for Nigeria to realize its huge potentials as a great nation. Let's move on nationwide and join our Port Harcourt Network Center, where Jenny will be giving us the next set of reports on nationwide. It's over to you, Jenny.
Good evening, Ayo, and welcome to Port Harcourt. In recognition of the good works of Governor Wike to the people of Ekpeye Kingdom, a civic reception has been organized in his honor by the Ekpeye ethnic nationality and climaxed with a chieftaincy title. Ogedi Yekwere reports.
They came from different villages and the two local government areas of Ahoda East and West to demonstrate their love and extol the sterling leadership qualities of the governor. The civic reception by the Ekpeyes in honor of Governor Wike was not just to appreciate him publicly for his good works in the area, but seen as a homecoming for our worthy son-in-law.
Our people are very proud of you. Our people cherish you. They honor you. That is why we have turned out en masse today to welcome you.
Our people say that they have to receive you now and bless you for higher office. And thank you for what you have done for us.
The elated Governor Wike appreciated the people of Ekpeye ethnic nationality for the honor done him. He promised to construct the Ochiba Obolobolo Ozochi Road.
Now, first of all, the only kingdom, the only clan you say you have not received recognition, you are hereby recognized. But you go the clan, maybe so, you are hereby recognized as first class.
The event climaxed with the conferment of the Eze Obabuzowe Ekpeye Olu, meaning the leader that has uplifted the Ekpeye ethnic nation. Lots of cultural displays and musical artists were on ground. In Ahoda, Ogedi Yekwere, NTA News.
In line with its mandate to ensure safety of vehicular movement on the road, the Federal Road Safety Corps has continued to keep motorists alert on basic ways of using the road to avoid accidents. Arundem reports that this time the FRSC, Traffic Management and Regulatory Agency, stages a sensitization campaign at one of the major roundabouts in Calabar. Her report.
Roundabout is a type of circular intersection flow in one direction around a central island, and priority is typically given to traffic already in a junction. And so, since most roads or highways in Nigeria are designed and constructed with roundabouts at designated axes, it becomes imperative that motorists align with traffic rules on better ways of applying themselves when approaching or around a roundabout. This is why the Federal Road Safety Corps and Cross River State Traffic Management and Regulatory Agency, in collaboration with National Orientation Agency, stages this sensitization campaign to reawaken the consciousness of motorists while on the road.
We observed that there has been crashes on the roundabout, and if care is not taken, it can become fatal. And so that's why we are taking this proactive step to come and sensitize the people on the proper use of roundabout.
Because we have decided to relaunch that particular home message we used to have in our days, that we must give way to traffic on the left. As a small child, it was domesticated. Now we want to domesticate it back in our different homes.
By the time we have seen that, yes, a lot of road crashes happen at the roundabout. And if they give way to traffic on the left, we will avoid those road crashes.
At the campaign, road safety stakeholders using native languages admonishes motorists and other road users to always be conscious of road signs and traffic management. In Calabar, Arit Ndem, NTA News.
Amina in our Kaduna Center will be next on Nationwide after the break.
The ever-busy ancient city of Onitsha is a commercial hub with millions of commuters seamlessly linking other states daily for business, leisure, and other purposes. To upscale its road network, The construction of a 1.6-kilometer long second Niger bridge, including a 10.3-kilometer highway furnished with other infrastructure, has been in motion by the federal government. This project will ease congestion on the existing 56-year-old Onitsha bridge and boost the economic capacity of the state as it easily connects to other parts of the country. The completion of the world-class second Niger bridge Onitsha will be one of the many proud moments of the state, its people, Nigerians, and foreign investors. Onitsha, which hosts the largest market in Africa, is geared up to boast of an impressive road network. Once again, these moments are made alive by the federal government, and it is deserving of all the applause.
Proficiency courses to sharpen your professional skills. Computer appreciation for media practitioners. Date 21st February to 28th February 2022. 1 week. English grammar and pronunciation for broadcasters. Date 1st March to 25th March. 4 weeks. Administrative principles, processes and practices. Date 11th March to 31st March 2022. 4 weeks. Modern trends in broadcast media marketing. Date 14th March to 13th April 2022. 4 weeks. Basic broadcast accounting and auditing. Date 4th April to 19th April 2022. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 1 week course is 100,000 naira per participant. The fee for the 2 week course is 150,000 naira, while the course fee for the 4 week course is 180,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College, Mayor Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, training you to be the best you want to be.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Come to Kaduna. Prayers have been described as one of the major catalysts against banditry, kidnapping, and other security challenges in some parts of Nigeria. The Emir of Daura made the statement during a special prayer session organized by the Emirate in his honor on his 15th year on the throne. Sani Basiru has details.
Alhaji Umar Faruk Umar was stubborn at the Emir of Daura in March 2007. To mark his 15th year on the throne, the Emirate organized a special prayer session to honor him and as well pray for sustainable peace and unity in Nigeria. Galadima of Daura and the district head of Meadwa, Ahmad Dideri Amadou, and other traditional title holders in the Emirate described the monarch as a leader whose legacies are worthy of emulation.
Tremendous work in trying to achieve a lot of development works in Daura.
Emir of Daura, Alhaji Umar Faruk Umar, thanked his people for giving him necessary support, which he said contributed to the successes recorded within his 15 years on the throne. The Emir called on Nigerians to redouble their prayers against security challenges in the country. From Daura, Sani Basiru, NTA News.
Kano State Government will award full scholarship up to PhD level to an outstanding indigene who scored 303 points in the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations. Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje disclosed this when he received the student at the Government House. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
Seyudi Sani, who hails from Nasarawa local government area of Kano State, scored an aggregate of 303 points in the 2021 Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations. He was identified as the second best candidate in northern Nigeria. Now an undergraduate medical student, Seudi was admitted into the temporary Kano State Executive Council meeting venue by the Commissioner for Higher Education, Maria Mahmoud Bunkuri. Governor Abdullah Umar Ganduje commended him for the exceptional show of intellectual prowess. Government, he stated, will continue to support young people like Seudi towards achieving their goals and making their dreams a reality.
We have to do this because we want to encourage him right now up to the time he qualifies as a medical doctor, and then to encourage him also to go for masters and to encourage him to go for PhD along the line. Therefore, in order to reduce the hardship of purchasing medical books and other learning materials, the state government is giving him the sum of 3 billion naira.
Young Seudi thanked the governor for the honor and assured of continued determination to make the government and people of Kano proud. In Kano, Abdullah Mustafa, NTA News.
And that's it from here. You can now follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News, and on Instagram, NTA Network, for updates. It's now back to IDG in Abuja.
Thanks, Amina, in our Kaduna Network Center. To achieve the needed rapid livestock growth and reduce poverty, there should be policies that will focus on expanding the contribution of the sector in the economy, increase the pace of livestock growth and the participation of small farmers. This is the submission of Professor Grace Jaktan, an animal scientist, Faculty of Agricultural Science, at the 18th inaugural lecture of the National Open University of Nigeria, NOUN, in Abuja. The lecture also laid emphasis on increasing capacity of producers to have access to factors of production, improve workers' ability to imbibe the culture of creating multiple streams of income in the face of high inflation.
Livestock feed sources can no longer be ignored or placed as a background when national strategic policies that address livelihood, security, and well-being of the populace are formulated. So, when properly harnessed, can provide a significant role in the attainment of sustainable development goals.
The inaugural lecture further opined that government can support the initiative through the provision of quality seeds, planting materials and technical information to farmers. Moving on to health matters, the Federal Ministry of Health has flagged off a door-to-door free distribution of over 5 million insecticide-treated nets in Katsina to strengthen its strategies in prevention and elimination of malaria in the country. Shehu Adamu reports that the exercise, which is in collaboration with the Katsina State Ministry of Health through Society for Family Health, is targeting about 10 million families across the 34 local government areas of the state.
Statistics indicate that over the years, the efforts by government and partners have enabled some successes in malaria response in Nigeria. The utilization of insecticidal nets among children under 5 years increased from 43.4% in 2015 to 52% in 2018, while that amongst pregnant women increased from 49% in 2015 to 58% in 2018. These and others led to the reduction in malaria prevalence to 23% in 2018 against 27% in 2015.
I use it to help myself and my brothers and my family.
Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari said For Nigeria to achieve the target of eliminating malaria, there is the need for all and sundry to accord priority to personal hygiene and environmental sanitation.
We have made progress from the statistics given with regards to malaria infections.
Minister of Health urged the state government, traditional and religious leaders in Katsina to take leadership and ownership of the process to ensure sustainability that will lead to the elimination of malaria.
Malaria remains a major public health challenge in Nigeria and a key cause of mortality and morbidity.
Katsina State is one of the states selected to benefit of the 2022 Wike campaign.
We are hoping to be able to distribute over 5.2 million nets.
Emir of Katsina Abdulmumin Kabir Usman commended the federal and state government as well as other partners for the intervention and encouraged beneficiaries to make good use of the net for healthy family. During the flagging of ceremony, a demonstration on how best to use the insecticide-treated nets was made and Aliu Danja Umar presented to the public as Nets ambassador. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
In the meantime, Nigeria is raising the bar for air care as it pushes to achieve universal health coverage. To this end, the Federal Medical Center Abuja is canvassing for more government funding for the treatment of ear-associated ailments. Salwal Khalil Ibrahim tells us more.
An estimated 4.5% of Nigerians are said to be suffering from different forms of hearing impairment. WHO report shows.
A large number of children under the age of 5 years have been demonstrated to have significant hearing impairment according to the data from sub-Saharan Africa.
And experts believe cannot be unconnected to misuse of ear gadgets.
It has a lot of implication because people do not even know at what volume to use their earpiece. You see, the nearer a noise source is to the ear, the more likely it will damage the ear.
It's an important organ that once you lose hearing, sense of hearing, then you go through a lot psychologically, and also the quality of life tends to go down.
The ear, nose and throat specialists at Federal Medical Center Abuja are raising awareness as well as advocating for more funding toward hearing care services in the National Health Care Plan.
Taking care of your hearing is very important.
If this is done, definitely this particular sector of hearing care will benefit from that restructuring, from that reform, and from the increased resources.
This event is part of activities to commemorate this year's World Hearing Day. Salwa Khalil, NTA News.
And next is sports updates.
Over 300 military and paramilitary officers